Hi, welcome back. We were talking about ways and means of creating tax-free income in general. We also like the idea of converting IRAs to Roth IRAs so that you create tax-free money for the rest of your life, not just for you, but also for your spouse, and pass on those assets income tax-free to your children. And they have to, of course, empty that account in 10 years after you and your spouse pass away. This is Rav Garuda with Meaning of Money. However, the main objection for converting an IRA to Roth IRA is what is known as income tax. You have to pay the tax now. Why is that? Because the federal government says that they need the money, right? They spent a lot of money and they need the tax money right now to pay back the national debt, which is coming very close to $30 trillion. That's right, trillion with a T. Okay, how many zeros is a trillion? Well, 6 zeros is $1 million, 9 zeros is $1 billion, and 12 zeros is $1 trillion. If you want to know exactly how much debt we have, there's a very interesting video. Log on to nationaldebtclock.org and you'll see the clock running up so fast that'll surprise you, if not shock you. So what is the best way to overcome this tax? Well, if you become a little bit philanthropic and charitable, if you're willing to give a little bit of money to a charity of your choice every year for maybe 10 or 20 years, let us say, then you get what is called a tax deduction. And the concept I'm talking about right now is what is known as a Charitable Lead Unitrust. That's a Charitable Lead Trust whereby you put some money into a charitable trust and you donate, for example, 4% a year for 20 years. So suppose you're 60 years old and you donate 4% a year for 20 years. Then at the end of 20 years, what happens is all the money that's in that trust comes back to you or your spouse or your children or your trust, whoever is the beneficiary that you designate. So once again, a charitable lead trust does two things. Immediately, it gives you a tax deduction. And let us say the tax deduction is 80%. So if the tax deduction is 80% and you put in $100,000, you have an $80,000 tax deduction. What can you do with that tax deduction? You can use that to minimize the taxes on your Roth conversion. So if you have converted $100,000 of an IRA to a Roth IRA, you can literally pay tax only on $20,000, not $100,000. So if you are in 20% tax bracket, 20% on $20,000 is $4,000. So if you just pay the $4,000, you have converted a $100,000 IRA to Roth IRA, and that Roth IRA can grow tax-free for the rest of your life. And also, you can pass it on to your spouse for the rest of her life. And then you can pass it on to your children, that Roth IRA money, income tax free, and they can inherit that income tax free, but they do have to take it out and spend it in 10 years. We can talk about how to make sure they don't spend it in 10 years and you can preserve it. But the idea is very simple. You create two pockets of money. One pocket is a Roth IRA and one pocket is a charitable lead trust. In the charitable lead trust, you have to donate 4%, which is $4,000, to a charity of your choice. You probably already are doing that. You know, you're giving money to your church or temple or your favorite charity every year. Because you're doing this upfront, at the end of the term that you picked, the money comes back to you or your beneficiaries. So the combination of both of them is extremely powerful, because the $100,000 in a Roth IRA can approximately double, if you make 7% on your money, approximately every 10 years. So in 10 years, it will become 200. In 20 years, it will become 400. In 30 years, it can become $800. And then if you leave it to your children for 10 more years, that could potentially become $1.6 million. And that's a lot of money that you have created just from $100,000 of Roth IRA. I hope you like the idea. If you like the idea, please give me a thumbs up. Click on the link below for more information. Please ring the bell so that we can alert you as we post more videos. Thank you very much. My name is Rao Garuda, and this is Meaning of Money.